Always love to see how these Ecoline guys are working. We got 2 different guys in 2 different areas, just working away. Love it. Love their work ethic. Everything is always very professional. Donut? Disrespect. Okay, windows going in.
Or not.
It's a heavy one. So one of the other things I wanted to ask you was
Come on, wake up, man.
Good morning, everybody. It's Ian from Timber Pointe Home Inspection. We've got another beautiful day here today. We're here with Ecoline Windows. We're going to be doing another window replacement inspection. We're in the community of Hidden Valley. What I'm looking at here is probably a house built in the mid-1990s. Probably some original vinyl frame nail fin windows. I will assure you these are probably the shittiest windows that you could have bought at this era. They're very, very poorly insulated. Lots of heat loss. There's going to be lots of problems. We're going to be able to speak with the homeowner and see what their struggles are like and what a day is like inside this house on a really hot or really cold day. So it's going to be interesting. So come along with me and we'll go inside. Okay, so we're outside the house here. We're on the front part of the house. We're looking at one of the larger windows in the house. We're going to be switching this one out shortly here. It's just a standard vinyl frame window with a sliding frame, and there's also some fixed sections. So this window's kind of got 3 different parts, 3 different components to it. It's got these muntins in the middle, kind of adds a little bit of architectural style. But when it complies with goes with an older window, it makes it look worse. So we're gonna be able to take this window out and have a look inside the frame and see what's going on there. But outside, it's just old vinyl material. You can see that the sun is starting to get at it and starting to cause it to warp a little bit. So it's a good time for these windows to be changed out. I guarantee that these inside the house is going to be a lot of discomfort going on when it's really cold out. So we'll be able to speak to the homeowner about that. I'm here with Tony. He's the homeowner. So we're going to ask him a few questions. Primarily, the age of the house. Do you know, Tony, what your
Yeah, it was built in 97.
97?
So, yeah,
Okay.
27 years old.
Okay. And how long you lived here?
We've lived here for about 18 years.
Okay. And have the windows always been a noticeable problem?
Yeah, they've always been icing up in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Lots of moisture.
Yeah.
That's building up and ice accumulation. So
that's the primary reason why
the
efficiency of them is not up to snuff, and you've had enough.
Yeah.
We're drawing the line today.
That's right.
And we're switching them all out. Good.
You betcha.
Good idea.
Another big reason why we needed the windows switched out is because of the crack in that window that's there.
So you got a broken pane.
Well, yeah, a broken pane because
Yeah.
my wife was trying to use airflow to get rid of the ice, because that worked for a lot of these windows, the smaller windows.
Yeah.
And so when she did it on that, it actually cracked.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that can actually happen. Did you have drapes covering the windows, curtains?
No, we
Okay.
had Venetian blinds, but
Yeah.
they were up while she was trying to air it out.
Yeah, because that can happen is if you end up trapping that warm air and then you get really cold day, you can crack glass as well.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you, how many people in the house?
There's 4 of us.
4, and then a big
And a dog.
Big
Yeah.
dog. Okay. So that, accumulating humidity
Yes.
from people showering, doing all the laundry, cooking food, all that kinds of just breathing, putting all that humidity into the air with really cheaper, inefficient, older windows, compounds to the problem that presents itself today. So when we put in the triple pane with Ecoline, we're going to do the spray foam all the way around the insides of the windows, and then we'll caulk the outside with the color. Probably clear is going to be best for you for the color.
Yeah, sounds good.
Kind of a little bit inconspicuous. Don't really notice it as much.
For sure.
So once that's done, you're going to notice it even today, that how much more comfortable those rooms are.
Excellent.
And in the wintertime, even if you have that humidity higher, you might get a little bit of sweating on the window.
Yes.
But you're not going to get that ice buildup and the melting and constantly going around with a rag. And
yes, that was the big thing that my wife was doing constantly.
Yeah, I have an older house too with older windows, and I got little kids, so I just give them a rag and they run around clearing all the water off. So But as soon as kids get older, then they don't want to do that
No,
anymore.
they don't
They're
wanna
done
do
with
that.
that. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's going to be a big change. So I think that's, you know, that's the reason most people are switching windows out, especially with these types of windows.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of inspections in Hidden Valley, and I always see these, and these are probably the cheapest windows they could have installed.
Yeah, I had to replace one of the panes myself.
Yeah,
too.
I see that.
Yeah, got the moisture in between the panes.
Yeah,
And
yeah, a lot of
that
failed
was
seals.
the problem with that one as well. The other one that cracked.
Yeah,
there was moisture accumulating between the panes as
well.
Yeah,
and I think like there is a defogging process you can do,
Yeah.
Where you can hire a company. I think you can do it yourself, but it's a little tricky.
I saw the YouTube
where you can
video.
suck the air out, and but it's more for like if you're going to sell your house,
Right.
and you didn't really want to switch out a window, but you still wanted it to look nice.
Yeah.
You could do that, but it only lasts about a year.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't recommend doing it as a homeowner.
No.
Don't really recommend it doing when you're selling your house because it's kind of greasy.
Okay.
But it is a temporary thing. So the only way is to either switch out the actual sash, like the actual panes of glass,
Yes.
for a properly sealed unit, or when the windows are this old, you just want to switch them out completely.
And that's what I did with that one. Is I just got the sealed unit. I went and purchased it to fit. And,
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're pretty handy.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah. But you're not going to go up on a
I'm
ladder
not
and
doing this.
sawing out windows all day long.
No.
That's
not.
even past my
Yeah.
limit. So, okay, one more question before we get going with inspections. Why Ecoline windows?
The primary reason with Ecoline was, we did see the display in Costco.
Yeah.
And then we started to look at all the other companies that, like Lux Windows, and I don't think we went with Green Fox, but there was another one. Can't remember the name.
Just some more of the common names in Calgary that you hear on the radio.
So
and
we
ads
just
and stuff
had
like
quotes,
Yeah.
and then when Dimitri came and gave this quote, it seemed very reasonable, and also because of my parents having their windows done by Ecoline as well in two of their homes,
Made sense.
They recommended you guys highly, so we said, that makes sense, and it was very like within the budget of the windows with the triple pane. It was very reasonable. So
yeah, I find that Ecoline's competitive with the price, and then the quality is this much higher, but also this whole installation process. They're going to be in and out of here today.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow if they hit a snag, but should be out of here today. All doors as well, so 2 days.
Yeah. Doors, second day for the doors.
They can take a window out and put one in, and it's a little chilly out, so you're in the house, so you want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
In 20 minutes, this window's out and in.
Yeah,
with a new one. So, everything is kind of comfortable, and you can see the transformation happen so fast.
Yeah.
Whereas other window companies, depending on what kind of windows they're using, they might have to start cutting the siding, and then they got to pull the window out and then install the new window and fix the envelope and then fix the siding and put. It's going to add to the cost. Yeah. It's going to add to the time that they're here.
And that's what I found.
And I find that brings the quality of the window down, because if they're keeping their quote, competitive with Ecoline, they have to find a way to cut costs. And if they can't do it on the labor side, then they might be doing it on the window side. So you might be getting a less superior, either with the hardware is a little bit cheaper, it's a little bit more flimsy, it might start breaking after a few years. It might just be the actual quality of the window. Yeah. We've done other videos in the past where we compare different windows from different companies, and sometimes it's insane the difference between what an Ecoline window looks like and what another company's window looks like. From the outside, they all kind of look similar. Yeah. It's just a white window with glass, but on the inside, they're stapled together. There's still wood involved.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And these are from these are triple pane windows, but they're they're only this thick.
Right.
We can show you an Ecoline window later and show you what the difference is, like
that.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it already, but it's
Dimitri
pretty cool.
came and showed us a sample of the window, I believe.
Yeah.
He had like a cutout kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was pretty beefy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a good thing that they are able to offer that. So I don't disagree. We're here, so I'm not going to say it's a bad idea or anything like that, but. No. There's so many window companies now, right?
Yeah.
Every second ad on the radio is for window. I open up my mailbox and it's all just window flyers.
Exactly.
So how do you choose?
Yeah.
So at least you made the right choice, in my opinion. So
I believe so too. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, Tony, we'll get inside and we'll start looking around. Great. So here's our lovely bat insulation. You can see by the way that it's sitting that someone had just forced it into the window between the window frame and the wall itself. So this is not going to do anything in terms of preventing any heat loss, anything like that. So, sorry, buddy. No good. Every single time. This is all we see. You know, this cotton candy horse shit. I hate it. It's no good. We got like maybe 1 inch of insulation around this window here, the way that it's sitting in here. So very leaky, very inefficient. We see this all the time, but it's never good. At least we got building paper on here. That's a plus. Here's our windowsill that's been exposed. We took the building paper off and we can have a look at it. You can see this all looks nice and fresh. No signs of any water damage at all, which is really good. The homeowner was pretty worried about, you know, water from melting ice getting in behind into the wall and all that stuff. But everything what I see here is really good. Even the exterior sheathing is really good. No rot or anything like that. So this window's good. That doesn't mean that all the windows are going to be good, but we'll check them out and make sure. But this is really good to see where we can put our flashing on here and get a new window ready to come in. So we're prepping our window opening. We're putting on our 3M flashing. We've seen this a lot of the time, but we do it with every window. It doesn't matter if it's a small window or a large window, we're putting on our flashing, and that helps protect the sill from any future water intrusions. And it's a really good product, and we have really good installers, so not gonna be any problems. Okay, so we're at the back of the house here. We have a window over top of the fireplace. It's got a cracked pane. We were talking to Tony. We got a story about it. No one got upset because the flames lost and threw the clicker at the TV or ball hit it or something like that. Didn't happen like that. It was actually they were trying to remove some condensation inside the glass by like warming it up. And when it was on a really cold day, it actually caused the glass to crack. So don't really recommend doing that type of process. If you have a failed seal, the only real option is to either replace the actual sash, which is that whole double pane or triple pane, or replace the actual window. With windows this old, I would just replace the window. I wouldn't spend any money on replacing a sash because sometimes that cost would be almost the same as replacing the full window itself. So you really want to avoid doing that type of DIY fix because once you crack the glass, then it's hard to look at it. You always know that it's cracked when people come over to your house. They go, what happened? Why you got a cracked window? So people start asking questions, and then we don't want to have that problem. So let's avoid that, and let's get triple pane Ecoline windows, so we don't have to worry about trying to replace seals and dealing with condensation problems. So that's where it always goes back to Ecoline. If you had Ecoline, then you wouldn't have a problem. Okay, windows going in.
Or not.
It's a heavy one. We got tree branches in the way we got to deal with. We got to be careful on this one for sure. Okay, we got our window in. We're gonna get shimmed up, and we're gonna be able to fasten into place. Notice how we have a gap here that's gonna be wide enough to fit our spray foam nozzle in, so we can get full coverage all the way from the front of the window to the back. The previous window, the insulation was just along the side. They had never got it all the way into the back, and it was just that insulation, which is essentially useless. I really like the picture frame window here in this room. We're gonna have single hung windows on the sides, so we'll still be able to get some nice airflow, get some nice breezes going on a nice hot day. But with the picture frame, you just get to see the whole street. Before our view was obstructed, we had muntins and grills running through the windows. We had a slider. It was broken up into different pieces. I like this. This is just a very simple look. It's also going to bring down the cost. If you were going to go with a window this size and then add in a casement feature to it, or a hung version, or a slider, it's gonna add more expense. And for in this type of situation with this room, having other windows that you'll be able to open and close, I think it's a great choice. Tony knows what he's doing. It's important to make it so the window looks like it belongs there. It doesn't look like it's awkward or out of place, that it doesn't fit the room. You can work around this if you're going to do renovations. Everything can kind of blend in. You don't want to put like a purple or pink window, although that would be kind of cool. But in like a living room like this, keep it simple. Still getting the triple pane quality, but it's just a picture frame. So very simple, easy to install, and looks really good. We got our Ecoline single hung window installed, and I'm going to show you guys how you can clean this window. Other windows, it's a little bit more of a harder task, but with an Ecoline single hung window, it's very easy. So obviously you can take a cloth and wipe it around, get off all the dust. Over time, obviously windows get dirty. But with this single hung window, we're able to just squeeze the two tabs on the side. We need to lift the window up first off in place, and then you can squeeze the tabs, and then our sash can come right out. We can clean the glass just like that. We can wipe all around the inside of the frame and the sash, everything like that. It's very easy to clean. And we can clean our screen, put the window back into place, lock it, and you're good to go. It's the easiest thing I've ever seen. It's always my favorite part. We got the spray foam going in. We're able to have a big enough gap that we can get our nozzle all the way to the front of the window. That way we can get the spray foam from the front to the back, 100% coverage, and that's going to seal up everything. I'm not going to have any drafts. You're not going to lose any heat through the sides. This is important. If we have a triple pane window, but we haven't done this step, it's going to reduce that. So it's not going to be as good of a process, and you only can do this once. So it has to be done properly. Otherwise, you're going to have to take the window out and redo it, and that's not going to be happening today. So we're going to go all the way around the window, then we'll be able to put our casings on. Tony's elected to go with the vinyl casing today, which I always recommend. I think it looks the best. Don't have to worry about any maintenance and painting and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to look really sharp when it's done. So we have a sample of our PVC casing. So it's just going to fit into this slot along the side of the window, and it's got a little tongue on it. So that would just click into place. So whenever you decide that, okay, we're going to do some repainting, one of the most time-consuming things is you have to put, your masking tape around your casings, or you're gonna have to worry about covering them up and all that kind of stuff. With these casings, they'll just pop right out of place. You can paint your wall. Don't have to worry about getting any mess anywhere. And then put the casing back on, and then you have this nice fresh white casing again. You don't have to worry about getting any paint on it. So one of the great advantages of doing the casing like this. You can see how easy this casing goes on. Just clicks into place. A little bit of a soft hammer mallet to get it to sit right. It's got these corner caps so that everything looks like a nice complete finish. Looks like this casing has been there for as long as the window's been, and it looks really sharp, really easy to wipe it down and clean it. Don't have to worry about painting, and again, we can pull it off if we're going to be painting walls and then put it back on. Very easy to do. Any homeowner can do it. It's not like you need to have a professional to do that process. So really one of the advantages of these Ecoline windows. So today's a bit of a warmer day. So we have 2 openings right now. We're going to be putting windows in all at the same time. When it does get really cold, when the temperatures drop, we're able to just work on 1 window at a time. That's going to try to keep the house at a very consistent temperature so that it's not going to be 0 degrees in the house if we have all the windows out. So that's one of the advantages of Ecoline. They're just going to be able to go 1 window at a time. They'll still be able to replace your windows, but they're just going to do it at a different pace so that we're not just keeping the house freezing. If you're going to be doing a different window company, they might not even be able to provide that type of service if they have to do all the windows at the same time, or it's just going to be it's just not going to work because they're going to have your house exposed to the elements for hours at a time. Whereas with Ecoline, it might only be 15-20 minutes. So that's one of the advantages of Ecoline for sure. Even on the cold weather, once that hits in, we're going to be able to still do these window jobs. Always love to see how these Ecoline guys are working. We got 2 different guys in 2 different areas, just working away. Love it. Love their work ethic. Everything is always very professional.
I hope this guy not gonna fall today.
I hope he's not gonna fall either. I also hope that no one turns the ceiling fan on. Standing outside our beautifully updated front living area, we got 3 new windows, picture frame window, and 2 single hungs on the side. I love the look of this house. It really transforms the space. It looks really good. It's gonna provide a lot of comfort to Tony and his family. So really happy with the way today went. We got a few more windows to do. We're gonna be doing some doors tomorrow. So everything's gonna be really, really nice for this family. They're gonna add a lot more comfort in the wintertime. Even in the summertime, gonna be able to keep out some of the heat. So really happy with what today went, and we'll see you at the next house.